Oil Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa Al Khalifa inaugurated the Ethylene Middle East Technology Conference and Exhibition yesterday. The conference held under the slogan Enhancing Competitiveness Through Energy Efficiency, Cost Effectiveness and Reliability Assets in Human Capital, where this event is organized by the Middle East Energy Events Company in coordination with the National Oil and Gas Authority (NOGA) and with the support from a number of local, regional and international companies, with the presence of over 1,000 participants from experts, engineers, interested executives, institutes and related specialized universities. The minister expressed his appreciation for the efforts, the positive support and the keen interest provided by the government and the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa for supporting such global events. The accompanying exhibition, which had more than 1,000 participants from 20 countries across the world, included a distinct program through which scientific research and practical experiments were presented and discussed by global speakers, executives and senior officials of oil companies and other related companies. The conference included topics about competitive landscape to the changing petrochemical in the GCC countries, the importance of operational excellence in chemicals in the Middle East, crude oil to chemicals, linear programming techniques, and other important topics.
The importance of this event is to have a platform where practitioners, professionals can exchange their experience, best practices for the best of the industry. Ethylene industry is one of the most important domain in the petrochemical industry. Reason is that it's the building blocks for any derivatives that the petrochemicals have. If we put together all of these brains where the exchange of the knowledge is taking place, then definitely this will promote the operation excellence to the highest level that we are aiming for. That was the objective of this event, and I'm looking forward to see how the reflections from the participants.
The Saudi Bahraini Institute held the Interesting Science competition under the supervision of the Department of Special Education, Ministry of Education, with the participation of 12 merging schools, each providing a scientific experiment with a new creative idea. The first place winner was Salama Intermediate School for Girls, second place was Al Ma'rifa Secondary School for Girls, and the third place was Sitra Intermediate School for Girls. The director of the Bahraini Institute for the Blind, Abdul Wahid Al Khayyat, pointed out that this was the first time that the institute had held this scientific exhibition. The exhibition was supervised by the Department of Special Education and the Ministry of Education. The competition stipulates that there must be one blind student from each participating school. Science specialists and Department of Curricula at the Ministry of Education passed through each school to ensure that the blind students performed a course in the experiment during practice, and through these experiments, the 3 winning centers were selected. The institute is keen on participation of integration students in all educational activities and educational programs held by the institute. The director of the institute indicated that the institute is planning to host an exhibition in the future that include a group of birds and animals models, asking students to identify their parts. A Rad fort is a 15th century fort in Rad, formerly guarding a separate island of its own. The fort and its surroundings have since been joined to Parag Island. A Rad fort was built in the typical style of Islamic forts during the 15th century before the Portuguese invasion of Bahrain in 1622. This fort is one of the compact defensive forts in Bahrain. In its present location, it overlooks various sea passages of Amhara's shallow seashores. In the past, there was an accessible marine channel which was controlled by the local people to prevent ships from breaking through to the island where the fort is located. The fort is square and on every corner there is a cylindrical tower. It's surrounded by a small trench which is used to be filled with water from wells that were drilled specially for this purpose. In every corner of the upper wall of the fort, there are nose-shaped openings for marksmen. Close to the Bahrain International Airport, the fort has been extensively restored and is illuminated at night. Traditional materials have been used in the restoration and maintenance of the fort after making extensive analysis of the original materials such as sea stones, lime, sand, and palm trunks. Gulf Air, the national carrier of the Kingdom of Bahrain, revealed its second destination for 2019, being Salalah in Sultanate of Oman, commencing 15th of June and operating until 14th of September 2019. Salalah will be added as a seasonal summer destination as the airline continues revealing throughout the year its further network expansion plans for 2019. Salalah provides a welcome relief with its cool climate, monsoon rains, misty mountains following wadis, and verdant gardens, while the popular Salalah Kharif festival offers a wholesome family vacation. Earlier in 2019, Gulf Air announced its new boutique business model concept, which will reinforce its focus on product and customer's experience. As already done in the hospitality industry, Gulf Air will differentiate itself as a boutique airline that is unique in the way it operates comparing to airlines that are more volume-driven. This approach will give the airline a competitive advantage that will translate in its new fleet, new Falcon Gold class offering, new exclusive product, new destination for 2019, and its presence in the new terminal at Bahrain International Airport due to open towards the end of the year. With a new business model concept, Gulf Air aims to grow strategically in size, expand to more boutique destinations in 2019, and continues its fleet modernization program by receiving additional 2 Boeing 787-9 Dreamliners and 4 Airbus A320neos this year. Labour and Social Development Minister Jamil bin Mohammed Ali Hamidaan, board chairman of the Labour Regulatory Authority, received Ambassador of the United States to Bahrain, Justin Hicks Cybero. They discussed cooperation aspects, especially under the free trade agreement signed between the two friendly countries. They also reviewed Bahrain's progress concerning labour markets, citizens' welfare, and social protection as part of government efforts to achieve sustainable development goals. The minister praised the continuously growing and deep-rooted bilateral ties, citing the U.S.'s rich experience in development of labor regulations and social protection. Hamidaan affirmed the government of Bahrain supporting the Labor Rights Free Trade Association as well as boosting the principles of community dialogue and partnership. He pointed out that Bahrain has continuously developed national legislations in the field of labor and social development in accordance with international conventions and standards primarily to preserve workers' rights and a free trade association. The ministry has continuously supported the provision of suitable jobs for the citizens and suitable workplace environment as well as high productivity. The ambassador expressed his appreciation of the kingdom's advanced regulations aimed to ensure workers' rights and their protection as per international labor standards. He noted the ongoing social dialogue between the partners of production. He commended the recent amending of some provisions of the Labor Law 36/2012 for the private sector, which incriminates sexual harassment and prohibits any discrimination against workers because of their gender, language, ethnic origin, or religious belief, and other modifications including humanitarian and ethical dimensions aimed to boost the foundation of the individual and collective human rights. Chief of Staff of the Bahrain Defense Force BDF Lieutenant General Diab bin Sagar al-Naimi received the acting military attaché at the Yemeni embassy, Brigadier Nasser Hassan al-Qahtani. They reviewed the brotherly Bahraini-Yemeni relations as well as issues of common interest. Military Cooperation Director Rear Admiral Mohammed Hashim Sada attended. The hiring of Bahrainis is one of the priorities of the Parliament. Speaker of the Council of Representatives, Fawzia bint Abdullah Zainal, has said, stressing that aspirations of the Bahraini people are giving the full attention of the lawmakers. The directives of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the projects and initiatives of all state institutions aim at ensuring decent living and work for the Bahraini citizens, she added. The Council of Representatives and the government stressed such objectives while discussing the government action plan, the speaker said as she received a delegation from Bahrain Bankers Trade Union. The meeting discussed ways of enhancing cooperation between the Council and the Union by holding joint forums to address ways of enhancing the role of banking institutions and their employees and exchanging views and legal proposals supporting trade union work. The meeting stressed the keenness of the Parliament to examine all projects and laws related to banks with the competent institutions and authorities. The speaker praised the national and professional role of trade unions in Bahrain and said that the development of their action was the product of the democracy and reform process led by His Majesty the King. The speaker pointed out the parliamentary support for the role of trade unions and extensions of bridges of communication with the state institutions in order to address all labor issues aimed at improving the working environment and raising the pace of productivity for the sake of the country, citizens, and the national economy. She expressed great pride in the banking sector's expertise and competencies in Bahrain, which contributed to the kingdom's pioneering position in the region and made it a prominent hub for investment in banking and economy, thanks to the laws, regulations, and procedures that encourage investment in the kingdom.
I see your face in every sunrise.